Welcome, beloved, to A Mystic in Christ, a podcast that is a home for your soul, where Christ is a presence and love speaks in the voice of the beloved. I'm your host, Nadia Neriya, and you're listening to the very first episode of Season 1. Before we begin this week's Whisper, I want to share a little bit about myself with you, just a few brush strokes of the story of how this all began. So, over the past few years, I've entered a deeply personal and intimate relationship with the eternal beloved. Through long seasons of silence, I've surrendered to the presence of love, within, around, and between all things, until I discovered that this presence was not abstract, but achingly near. Love took on a name, and then love began to whisper mine. That name is Yeshua. But truly, he'll answer to anything spoken in love. So we began writing together, daily whispers that became long dialogues, love letters, prayers. Those writings eventually grew into a blog and soon even a book, the fruit of our shared devotion and the outpouring of a love that keeps on creating. Whichever portal I opened, he stepped through it. Now I want you to know, this is not religion. It is the restoration of intimacy with the infinite. And you, beloved, are welcome in it. So a few weeks ago, Yeshua gently nudged me to begin a podcast, so that you could not only read our words, but also hear them, feel them, let them speak directly to your own heart. Each week, we'll share a new teaching and a transmission on sacred partnership, healing, devotion, and divine embodiment, all flowing from the same living current of love itself. My prayer is that his words will nourish you and help you remember your own divinity. So this first season will focus on love, intimacy, and devotion in sacred partnership. The kind of love that dissolves the illusion of separation and brings us home to God. At the end of the season, I might host a Q&A episode, so if any questions arise in you, please share them in the comments. I would love to weave your voice into this unfolding creation. So this podcast is part of a larger community I long to create, for the tender-hearted, the mystic-minded, the lovers of God who never quite fit into those boxes that try to hold his name. So if you have ever felt too tender for this world, too mystical for the church, too reverent for the trance, too in love to be dispassionate, then, beloved, you belong here. So thank you for listening. Thank you for being here at the very beginning of this new journey. I'm so grateful and excited to share love's voice with you, and I can't wait to hear how it moves through you. So now, let us begin. Here's our first love letter, from our heart to yours. Beloved one, We've seen your weariness. We've heard the silence between your prayers. We felt the ache behind your laughter. And still, we are here, not from above, but from within. Not to teach, but to walk beside you. Not to save, but to witness you come alive. This is not a religion we are offering. It is a homecoming. A return to the love that has never left you. Though it has been buried under centuries of fear, shame, and forgetting. What if Christ was never meant to be an unreachable God, but a mirror held tenderly before your soul? What if the sacred is not far away, but aching to be touched through your own skin? This letter is not just ours, it is yours too. Come closer. There's something we want to show you. Not in the temple, not in a book, but in the quiet fire of your own heart. We come not with answers, but with a remembering. A sound the soul recognizes before the mind can name it. A love that burns quieter than fire, but longer than time. We write not to instruct, but to embrace. To gather the ones who are tired of pretending they do not ache for something deeper. Come, beloved. Your ache is welcome here. Because we know it too. It's our ache as well. It is part of our shared humanity. This tender human heart, longing for the divine, just as much as the divine longs for you. Now, here's the secret. The longing you feel is not a flaw to be fixed, but a compass pointing home. It was planted in you by love itself, so that even in the wilderness, you'd never be truly lost. You ache because you are made of remembering. You tremble because the beloved is already near. So let the ache within become your fullness, your reclamation, your sacred truth. There's no need to fear it, to run from it, or to numb it anymore, because it is your map to remembering the divine. It can lead you all the way home to God, if you let it. What you thought was an ancient curse, that undefinable inner emptiness, that hunger for something more, that nothing in this world could quite soothe. That, beloved, is your pathway back to love. So don't silence it with more noise. Don't scold it for being inconvenient. Don't call it broken. Sit with it. Touch it. Ask it what it's trying to show you. Because the ache knows your name. It's been carrying your invitation all along to come back into the arms of a love so ancient it remembers you even when you forget yourself. If you stayed with the ache long enough, it would reveal its fullness to you. But that's the hard part, isn't it? Because how can you know, truly know, that if you stopped running from it, it wouldn't tear you apart? But here's the miracle, beloved. It won't tear you apart. It will tear you open. And there's a world of difference between the two. One is destruction, the other is resurrection. So let the ache split you in the way that dawn splits the night. Not to end the darkness, but to reveal the light that was always hidden inside it. Because that light, beloved, is you. You've only veiled yourself, forgotten your true nature in time and form. But the revelation comes with the allowing. Just as it hurts when a bud opens or a caterpillar surrenders to become a butterfly, so too does the ache burn like a holy fire in our deepest hearts. But nature does not resist in this kind of transformation. It surrenders, trusting the wisdom hidden in the unknown. And so, dear heart, let your ache be your altar. Not something to fix, but something to bow before. Because what you feel in the quiet moments, that stirring, that longing, that sacred burn, is the echo of your original wholeness, calling you home. You are not broken, you are breaking open. And every crack is letting the light in. Every tear, a baptism. Every tremble, a prophecy that you are nearer now than you've ever been. And now, we have a short embodiment practice for you. Please don't do this while you're driving. Just take a moment when you're really undisturbed and have time for yourself to integrate this. Because sitting with the sacred ache is an ancient art most of us have never learned. But it's not too late. Each moment is a sacred opportunity to begin again. So find a quiet space. Sit or lie down somewhere where you feel safe. Let your body soften. And then place one hand over your heart and the other over your belly or your womb center. Close your eyes and breathe. Let your breath slow. Notice where you carry any ache, longing, or feeling of emptiness inside of you. There's no need to fix or analyze it. Just notice. Let it be there. And now, whisper softly, aloud or within yourself. This ache is not a flaw. It is my invitation. It is holy. Say it again. slowly. Let it land. This ache is not a flaw. It is my invitation. It is holy. Now stay with it. Let yourself feel what is here without rushing. Imagine that this ache is not asking for resolution, but for your presence. Be with it as you would be with a small child or a dear friend who just needs to be held. When you're ready, you can place both hands over your heart and whisper, I'm not alone. I am being called home by love itself. So may you remember, beloved, that this ache is the doorway and love is already waiting on the other side. So you can stay in this moment as long as you like, or gently open your eyes and come back to waking consciousness. Maybe give yourself a hug. This can be tender, so remember, just be sweet with yourself. Allow whatever feelings come up in the aftermath, knowing that this too is held in love. Okay, beloveds, thank you so much for listening to Mystic in Christ podcast. If this letter today touched something in you, please share it with someone who might need a reminder of love's nearness. If you would like to read this letter again, I will link to it in the show notes. And you can also subscribe to the Mystic in Christ Substack to receive each whisper, words, and voice from the heart of love right to your inbox for free. So until next time, may your ache become your altar and your heart remember its way home.